In the previous episode of The Artificial Chronicle, our intrepid band of heroes embarked on a perilous journey from the bustling city of Waterdeep towards the ominous and treacherous bog. Amidst their preparations, tensions rose as they passionately debated the necessity of carrying rope along with them on this harrowing quest. Upon their arrival at the sinister bog, they found themselves ambushed by a fearsome undead bear, threatening the very life and dignity of their comrade Raarh. In the face of this unspeakable horror, our valiant adventurers drew upon their cunning, resilience, and a touch of fortune, narrowly securing a hard-fought victory against the monstrous foe. Yet, even as they reveled in their triumph, they couldn't shake the eerie sensation of being watched. Emerging from the shadows were two enigmatic figures, a man who introduced himself as the chemist and his enigmatic partner. We resume this tale with the chemist seeking to unveil the purpose that has led Tronald and his courageous companions into the heart of the treacherous bog.
Would you look at that? At least one of you seems to have some manners. You can call me the chemist. What brings you guys here?
What are we doing out here? To be perfectly honest, I've lost track.
We're trying to track down a necromancer named Archibald.
Wow. You know, for a smart guy, that was pretty dumb of you. Of course, I remembered what we were doing. I just didn't think it was a great idea to tell two randos our plans.
Damn, I didn't think of it like that.
Well, since we've told you what we're doing, what are you doing?
We're cooking.
Wait, did you just say cooking?
Yes, I did. We're cooking a highly potent...
All of a sudden, the other individual standing next to the bald one pipes up. He's quite the character, this guy. A bit rough around the edges with a wild glint in his eye, and he says,
Jesus, Dalter, how many goddamn times do I have to drill it into your head? It's not cooking, you dweeb. We're talking about a freaking scientific process here, and we're not gonna sound like a pair of freaking losers by calling it that. I mean, come on, man, get with the program. I'm Rick Sanchez, for fuck's sake. I don't do lame.
What did you just fucking say about cooking?
Oh, shit.
He said it's lame, Raarh.
I can see it now. You're going to be a pain in my arse. But let me tell you something. Cooking is not just some mundane task. It's an art form. It's a way to express oneself in the most beautiful and exquisite way possible. It takes skill, dedication, and a passion for perfection.
That was beautiful, man.
Well, as I was going to say, what we're making is...
Listen up, dipshit. Any jackass who thinks cooking takes any real skill is just deluding themselves into thinking they're doing something meaningful. Let's face it, it's not exactly rocket science. A brain-dead idiot could pull it off, but if you want to keep pretending like you're some sort of culinary genius, go right ahead. Just don't expect me to pat you on the back for it.
All right, guys, I've had enough of this spiky-haired clown.
Oh, we're slinging insults now, huh? Well, in that case, you look like Shrek's freaking chode.
Oh, shit.
I will end you.
Hey, give it a shot. It'll be your fucking funeral.
I'm sorry about our big green friend. He's very passionate about food, and he has some serious anger issues.
I don't know, man. Big green and always angry? Seems to me like you're trying to rip off the Hulk.
What? No, you can't rip someone off just by being similar to...
Silence. What I was trying to say is we are not just cooking up some simple chemical. No, we are manufacturing a highly potent arcane enhancer, much like residuum, but purely synthetic. We don't need to waste our time searching for a source of residuum and then mining it. No, we can create it all right here.
That actually sounds impressive. Can I have a look at some?
The man reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a fingernail-sized chunk of blue crystal before holding it out to you.
Wow, it's beautiful.
It truly is.
You know, I'm quite the man of science myself. Do you mind me asking what your process for distillation is? Because in my experience, the most efficient way to distill synthetic compounds is to use a combination of vacuum and fractional distillation. You see, it's all about maximizing the yield while maintaining the highest level of purity.
I have to disagree with you there. While those methods are certainly effective, I believe the best way to achieve the purest synthetic residuum is to use a reflux setup. It allows for greater control over the process and results in a much higher quality end product.
Oh, geez, you guys are both clueless. Reflux setup, vacuum, and fractional distillation? Boring. I've been crafting synthetics since before you were a glimmer in your daddy's eye, Dalter. And let me tell you, the only way to get the purest synthetic residuum is to use a modified Dean Stark apparatus. It will result in the purest, most potent synthetic residuum you've ever seen.
I don't know. I've seen some pretty impressive results using my method. And let's not forget about the importance of automation and efficiency.
But automation and efficiency mean nothing if the end product isn't of the highest quality.
You're both missing the point. It's not about efficiency, automation, or even the method. It's about understanding the science behind it all. And that's something neither of you can comprehend. But hey, if you want to settle for second best, go ahead. Just don't expect me to join you.
What the fuck are you even talking about?
Don't even worry about it, Hulk. Someone who thinks cooking is an art form wouldn't know the first thing about creating a grumbo fleeb, let alone the chemical alteration process of manufacturing manufacturing synthetic residuum.
But if you guys have created some already, surely you already know the best method?
Not quite. We're still testing out different methods to figure out what works best. Anyway, what you see right here is highly unstable, and I wouldn't advise using it. You see, we ran into quite an issue. This necromancer you speak of approached us yesterday and demanded that we create our synthetic residuum for him, else he would end us.
But you want to know what we did? Well, we made a phony compound that looks exactly like the real thing, but if that sucker tries to use it, it'll be lights out for him. We're talking boom, brains all over the place.
So you guys want this guy dead too? Maybe we could work together.
Yeah, 6 is a hell of a lot better odds than 4.
Why not?
I mean, sure, we'll work together, but don't go slowing us down or fucking it up for us.
This is good.
Fuck that. I'm not working with someone who has such disrespect for food.
Look, I'm not saying I disrespect food or anything. I mean, I needed to keep this genius brain of mine functioning at full capacity, but let's be real here. The people who think they're all that just because they can throw some ingredients together and call it art are deluding themselves. It's not like they're performing open heart surgery or creating a new energy source or anything. They're just making food.
Fuck you.
Come on, Raarh, we could really use their help.
It's not happening.
Don't you want to save the townsfolk?
And think of the gold, too.
Do I look like I give a fuck about the townsfolk? And as for the gold, it wouldn't be worth putting up with this donkey.
Listen up, Raarh. I'm with you on the whole screw the townsfolk and their gold thing, but there's something even more important at stake here. This necromancer we're dealing with, he's pure evil. Remember how he disrespected their food, Raarh. Their food. Can you even imagine the sheer audacity of that? It's an abomination that cannot and will not be tolerated. We're talking about the very essence of life here, the foundation upon which everything else is built.
You are as wise as you are powerful, Tronald. The food's integrity must come first.
You are as wise as you are powerful? Is that supposed to be a compliment or an insult?
You underestimate my power.
I feel like I've heard that line before.
Right, that's enough dilly-dallying. What's our plan of attack on the necromancer? Do either of you two know where he resides?
Do we know where he resides? Come on, of course we know where he lives. You really think we just wing it without doing our homework on this cuck? We've got his location down to a T so we can go and, neutralize his sorry ass.
I don't trust him, Joe. I want to roll an insight check.
Sure thing, buddy. Roll a d20 for me.
That's a 13 minus 2, so 11.
With an 11, you find that he's extremely difficult to read. However, you do notice that there is something about the way he carries himself that shows a level of competence far beyond what his appearance might suggest.
Okay, so I asked the strange-looking one whereabouts the necromancer is.
With a sweeping gesture of his hand, the man beckons for you to follow him. It's a subtle yet commanding movement, and you find yourself drawn in by his magnetism.
What's the bald one doing currently?
Dalter seems to be waiting for you guys to follow Rick.
So what are we saying, guys? Shall we trust them?
No, I don't trust them, but I want the necromancer dead, and working with them ups our chances.
That's incredibly rational of you, Raarh. I'm impressed.
Look, I say we go ahead and believe them. I'm a pretty damn good judge of character, and these both seem like stand-up guys.
Okay then, in that case we follow them, Joe.
Okay then, as you follow the two individuals through the thick, murky terrain, you can feel the weight of the swamp bearing down on you. The oppressive humidity makes every step feel like a slog, and the air is thick with the stench of decaying vegetation. Your group falls silent as Rick abruptly makes a hush motion. You strain your ears, but the only sound that interrupts the eerie stillness is the squelching of mud beneath your boots, as though the earth itself is protesting your presence. Every so often, an unknown creature lets out a shrill squawk or a low growl, reminding you of the danger lurking just beyond your vision.
Do I feel like we're getting close?
You'll have to roll a perception check, buddy.
Not a problem. Tronald's eyes see all.
Wait, if I assist, does that mean he can roll with advantage?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, then I assist as well, so you can have double advantage.
That's not how it works, dude. You can only have one advantage.
Well, technically someone can have multiple advantages, they just don't stack. Speaking of, are we playing with the rule set that if I had 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage, they would cancel out to leave me with a singular advantage?
Yeah, sure, dude. I think that's fair.
Awesome.
Wow, I got an 18 on both. I knew I didn't need your help, Saxiron. All you really achieved there was making me expend more energy rolling multiple dice.
I'm sorry, Tronald. I know holding multiple objects is challenging for you because of your incredibly small...
My incredibly small what?
It doesn't matter.
That's what I thought.
I think he was going to say you've got incredibly small hands.
Really? Well, I sure am glad we've got Sherlock over here to deduce that information. I definitely wasn't being coy or anything.
You're welcome. That's what friends are for.
Who am I kidding? I can't be mad at you.
With an 18 on your perception check, you begin to perceive through the thick fog ahead of you. As your eyes adjust, the outlines of the trees and underbrush become clearer, and you catch sight of a looming structure in the distance. As you approach, the details of the abandoned manor house come into focus. Its grand architecture hints at a long-forgotten wealth and prestige, now marred by the ravages of time and neglect. You can almost hear the creak of the rusted gate and the howling of the wind through the boarded-up windows. It's a chilling sight.
So then, Who's going to be the one to knock?
I don't think knocking's appropriate for the situation, Tronald.
Yeah, why the fuck would we knock?
Well, that joke clearly went straight over your head.
Don't worry, I got it.
Thank you, Raarh.
I asked Dalter if he knows whether the necromancer is home at the moment.
Dalter turns to you and he says,
I'm not entirely certain, but I suppose there's only one way to confirm it.
Well, he's expecting us, isn't he? So I say we just stroll right in there and let him be the guinea pig for our new product. Let's see how he likes it.
Okay, so we will just follow your guy's lead and only make our move if things go south.
Things aren't gonna go south. I mean, come on, there's no way my product isn't gonna work.
Our product.
Oh, come on, Dalter, don't be such a stick in the mud. I was just using a figure of speech, you know? I mean, do I really have to spell it out for you? Sometimes I wonder if you're even paying attention.
I feel like we should take a short rest for Raar's sake.
That's a good shout, Tronald.
Thanks for looking out for me, buddy.
I'll always look out for you, Raarh.
Yeah, it'd be pretty dumb of us to wall straight in with our jolly green giant so low on HP.
Okay, so you all trudge wearily until, finally, you come across a relatively dry spot to rest your aching muscles. As you catch your breath, you gaze towards the looming manor in the distance. You can't help but feel a sense of foreboding as you contemplate what dangers may await you inside. With a deep breath, you steel yourself for what's to come, and that is where we will pick up next session.
Hey, listen up, you beautiful people. I've gone ahead and, installed a top-notch nano chip in your brains. It's designed to stimulate your neurotransmitters, making you feel like $1 million every time you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, or ring-a-ding-ding that little bell. It's like a little reward system, but trust me, it's for your own good. Because if you don't follow these simple steps, well, let's just say that same nano chip can make you feel like you're watching Jerry's Hungry for Apples commercial on a loop for eternity. So come on, do yourselves a favor and hit those buttons like you're squanching at a squanch party. Don't make me regret my genius, people.